my name is Allison. I post a lot of content about personal finances, my own debt payoff journey, and I also like to post a lot of lifestyle content and just videos about content creation in general. Today's video is going to be a monthly spending breakdown. These videos are kind of to keep myself accountable and just see how much I've been spending every month and where my money is going, which that should be super fun. 2024, I'm on a debt payoff journey. I would really like to pay off all of my debt by the end of the year. Is that going to happen? Not quite sure, but we are gonna try. Last year, I did a pretty good job of tracking almost everything. Continuing that on to this year. For the month of February, it was kind of rough, I'm not gonna lie. I had some bills and stuff come up that were not expected. I had a medical bill, car bill, like all these things that I wasn't truly expecting. So it was kind of an expensive month for me. We'll start off with the biggest expense category, which it always is my bills. This category I spent $2,232, which is higher than normal. In this category though, I count all of my like subscriptions and stuff because those are like monthly bills. I count my rent, and that was $850. I put the medical bill in here because it is a bill. So that was $845. And then all my other just like random subscriptions and stuff. Also our Xfinity bill for our Wi-Fi, and that is only $50. Typically, like the month before, let me look. The month before that was only at $1,700, so definitely went up. And it's actually not even normally that high either because of I had another tax thing due in that category. Like it's just insane. The beginning of the year is just it's been rough for me. That's the first category, is bills. That's typically the highest category. My car, in the month of February, I spent $1,252 on my car, which is not normal. My car payment and car insurance, those are just typical. That is around, what, $500 something for the car payment and the car insurance. Then I had to pay tax, so I don't live in Massachusetts anymore, but I did, and my car is still technically registered in Massachusetts until I get that all sorted, which has been the worst headache of my entire life. So until then, I do pay an excise tax in Massachusetts, which I don't know if every state has this, but if you don't, you're so lucky because I don't think all of them do. A lot of money, especially because my car is new. So the newer your car, the higher the value, the higher the tax. So my tax was $680. Yeah, very expensive month for me so far. I also went a little crazy. This category definitely wasn't needed at all, but I did it anyway. Was makeup. Sometimes like once I start spending money or like I'm feeling stressed about money, it makes no sense, but I like sabotage myself and then I just buy more things. So I did go on like a little makeup shopping spree, which I generally don't do very often. So safe to say we will not be buying any more makeup for the foreseeable future because I spent $414 on makeup this month. So we will not be buying anything like that anymore. My next highest expense, which is pretty typical for me just because I do travel pretty far for work. I drive an hour to and from work every day. So I do spend a lot in gas. Gas this month I spent $306. Clothing, again, I don't typically buy a lot of clothes, mostly because I have a whole freaking closet full of clothes that I don't even wear. Some of it was scrubs, which I do use for work, so I'm not totally upset about that. But I did spend $292 on clothes. Target. Again, I typically, like, this was just a bad month for me. We needed some stuff for the house. We desperately needed a new comforter. So this is what this stuff at Target was for. Honestly, I really don't shop at Target much anymore. But I did spend $280 at Target just for some things around the house that we really did need. Next category is groceries. We have been doing really, really well with our grocery bill. I kind of split this because this is the money that we put our grocery money into a like joint account. So every time we buy groceries, I kind of just split it in half because that's sort of what portion like I'm paying for. So I paid $250 for groceries, which means we probably paid like $500 for the month between the two of us, which is not bad. And I'm also counting anything like that I've been putting money towards because we have our honeymoon booked and I'm paying it off right now. So I did put $200 towards our honeymoon, and then I paid $200 towards my student loans. This category is my cats because they are expensive. Not really. They're not that expensive, but they have their own category because I buy them food and litter like every couple weeks. But I only spent $108 on my cats this month. That is typically just for litter and cat food that I get delivered every couple weeks. For our wedding, I only spent $61. Not bad. My annual Planet Fitness like membership came out, and that was $49, which is kind of annoying because I wasn't totally expecting that. Eating out, which we don't eat out a lot, kind of take turns on like who pays when we eat out, but I only spent $42. And then I have an electronics category, and that was $26.23. And you know what? I needed to buy a new charger plug thing for my heated blanket, and it stopped working after like 2 days, so I'm already upset about that. I have a category for sports bets because at one point I was betting a lot on like games and stuff during the football season, but this month was just for the Super Bowl, and I bet $20, lost it all, of course. I only spent $18 on coffee, which is pretty good. I have been cutting back on that a lot. Not that I even ever really was spending that much on coffee, but that's pretty good. I have a health category, and that was $708, and that is for my prescription, one of my prescriptions, but I don't think I'll be using this anymore because I now have a health savings account through my employer, so I'm probably going to try to put as much as I can on that. On Amazon, I only spent $5.29. As much as I did spend a lot, there was definitely categories where I'm proud of myself for not spending that much. Obviously, we can do better, but we all have those months, and everything with the tax and medical bills and all this stuff that just came up this month, I was just so stressed. Feel like you start having everything together, it just goes downhill super fast, honestly, every time. If we add up all of those categories, my total monthly expenses for the month of February was $5,766, which hurts. That is pretty painful. I did okay, but obviously I don't want to be spending all of the money that I'm bringing in. That defeats the whole purpose. I think that will definitely be much better in March. But again, I'm always transparent, and I will always post the real and the raw. So I'm just being honest with you guys. That is what I spent this month. We can only get better. We can only learn from our mistakes. That's why I enjoy tracking my expenses, because it really does help to see it. Like, lay it all out there, look at it and be like, okay, yeah, you know what? I did spend too much money on makeup this month. Like, I definitely shouldn't have done that. But I also don't like shame myself or make myself feel bad or, you know, beat myself up too much for spending what I spent, because at the end of the day, it's just money. Life is so much more important than worrying so much about every little thing. Like, you can only get better and you can only improve. So I just try to be positive about it, and I want other people to feel positive about it too, because there's so much shame and, you know, guilt around debt and spending money and all of this stuff. So just know that I'm here for you and we can do this together. But yeah, I feel like the first step really is tracking, because it just really shows you the full picture. It shows you where you can improve, what you did well, and you can celebrate the wins, you know? But anyway, I also wanted to mention that I use Spend Notes app. I'll link it below in the description. I think it's super helpful. You do have to input everything yourself. I feel like there's definitely apps where you can connect your bank accounts and stuff, but like I think those ones you have to pay for. This is free. I just, anytime, like literally anytime something comes out of my account or I like physically swipe my card, I add it into this app based on the category. So like yesterday I got gas, and literally before I even left the gas station, I went in my app and I said, all right, this is how much I spent on gas, and I put it in there. I'm the kind of person who checks my bank account constantly, so anytime something changes in there, if a bill gets taken out, I put it in my app as well. See you guys next month for my next monthly update, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have done better.